Hi, welcome back to the BandLab tutorial videos. I'm gonna follow up from what we did in the lesson and do a couple of short videos of specific things that we talked about. The first one I'm gonna talk about is automation. So what is automation? Automation is where we basically plan and program the computer to make changes in a specific track rather than having to do it live. When we work, we can actually program and tell the computer to do those changes for us. So when we listen to the track, it will accommodate those changes. It's very helpful when we need to have a section that is louder or lower in volume, if we want to accent certain words or anything like that. So I'm gonna just use this guitar that I've got with this poor track that I created for all the experiments of these videos to show you how to engage the automation and what it can do. So the automation is basically this little icon here that when you hover over it will say show hide automation, and when I click on it you will see it creates lines. Now what those lines do, it gives us the control of a particular aspect. So here it tells you on the drop down menu what aspect you're controlling. So if I drop it down, you can see you can control a lot of things. The most common ones are the volume and the panning. These are the two most common ones to control with automation. We'll start with that and then we'll get into more complex later on in the course. So volume. So when I highlight volume here, this line controls the volume of each section of the track. As opposed to when I don't have the automation, all I can do is lower or increase the volume of the whole track, which will affect the whole track. When I have the automation on, I can control particular aspects of it. So for example, if I create a dot here and a dot here, I can take this up. So now I will have one volume here, then it will increase during this part and it will be louder here, and then I can take it down back here. Now if I do two dots, I can control it and tell it to go down in a particular way. Now the thing with automation that you have to be very aware. Let me just play so you can hear what it does. So I'm soloing this track so we can hear it in isolation. So as you could hear, a certain volume here, increasing during this one, higher volume here, and back to the original. This can be used if this was a word that I wanted really to accent, to let stand out. That is a way to do that. The thing about automation that is, once you used automation, you can't then increase and decrease the volume of the whole track. You will have to always go back to automation and control it separately. So first of all, do your mix, get the levels, the overall levels of the tracks correctly, and use automation just to highlight things. Don't use it as the go-to effect to try and correct volume issues, because then you will have to go back and back and back to automation. So that was automation of volume. Now to delete it, you just click on the same, double click on the same dots, and the dots will disappear. There you go. So we are back to, now I will change it to panning. So panning is where in the stereo field your sound is. So we're gonna try and do it. Create a dot, two dots here, and we'll take it one side and we'll take this one all the way down. So basically it will move from one side to the other side. You will need headphones to hear the effect of that. Let's have a listen. So it's on the right side. And it moved to the left side. And again, that can help to create an effect of movement. If you want to move, say, a word from one side to the other, or you can control changes that are not the whole track on one side or the other, but you want to create an effect of movement. And again, to delete it, you just double click on the dots and they go away and the track is back in the center. And to hide it, again, click on the automation icon. When you click on it, it doesn't change what you've done. So be aware, all the changes that you've done are still there, but you just don't see them. The other thing to look out for, which is very important, when you are in automation mode, any change that you do, wherever you click, by mistake even, will affect the tracks. So you see now I've changed the volume of this without even wanting to do that. So be very, very aware when you're in automation mode that every touch of the mouse is effective. So be careful with that. I think that's that. So these are the basic functions of the automation icon in BandLab. I'll see you next time.